G'day folks, and welcome back to another Robbie Fishing dry feet trout fishing adventure. Hey you! You're watching Robbie Fishing. Now if you listen carefully you can hear a waterfall. Usually you can hear it but not that loud. We've had a fair bit of rain up here in the hills last night and I suspect that the water could be off colour and there's going to be more of it than normal, and I'm going to be doing the best I can to keep my feet dry. I'm going to walk downstream. I'm going to start casting this strike tiger nymph soft plastic around to see if I can catch a trout. But if I'm not doing any good or the water's too dirty, I've brought some hooks and sinkers and some worms with me as well so that I can just drift some worms through some pools. Anyway, let's make our way in. I can already see water and it's got that brown kind of look. As I make my way over to the other side without getting my feet wet, I can see that the water's, it's not filthy, but it's certainly high and it's certainly got colour in it. It's high and off colour, but it's not, I actually like fishing it when it's like this. Ta-da! Right, I've made my way down to where I'm going to start and I'm going to be casting downstream, which is always unfortunate, but at least with the water being a bit off colour it'll be a bit more forgiving. Starting off with the striped tiger nymph in black and gold with the claws on. And this is a bit of a reconnaissance mission as well. Last year this fished really poorly in here. The fish all just disappeared, so I'm kind of hoping that even if I can just see a couple of small fish or get a follow or something, it'll give me hope. If I can catch fish, good. If I can catch numerous fish, better. But just any sign of a fish will be a win today. Beautiful bit of water this is. There should be a fish sitting right there in front of that tussock. Surely there's got to be a trout sitting in this pool. Look at that. Looking beautiful. I'll cast over there and let it sink, just in case they're sitting down low. Well, so far, so not good. So far, so bad. Got him. Yes, got him. Oh, you're joking. Is that a Murray cod? Oh, this is... You've got to be joking. As soon as you hit that, bang! I can't believe that. I just cannot... I was not expecting that. This is the same creek that I do catch cod in from time to time, but they're miles downstream. I'm right up here in the hills and the rocky gorge. I'm right upstream. I didn't think they were this far up. It's probably half the reason I can't catch any trout in this creek anymore. I was not expecting that at all. Downstream, actually, I was going to go trout fishing downstream where I do catch cod. I catch cod and trout down there, and the reason I didn't was because the water was so dirty after the rain, so I thought I'll come up here a bit further up and try up here. Down there, a cod is always a possibility, but up here I just didn't see this one coming. It's any wonder I can't catch any trout in this creek anymore. I'll get a photo of you, mate. See you later, mate. Off he goes into the unusually murky water. Well, that's come as a bit of a shock. I'm not going to say a total shock because I know there are cod further down, but I didn't realise they'd pushed this far up. That's incredible. Wow. Well, strike tiger nymph. I done the same thing last year downstream where it's slower and deeper and wider. I've never caught one up here. The black and gold strike tiger nymph. The exact same lure that I caught a cod on in the first week of the trout season last year. It would be cool to get a trout here now. A cod and a trout. I've done it before in this creek. Come on, Trout, surely there's still got to be a trout or two up here somewhere. Something swim just there then. There's got to be a trout in this pool. There's always a trout in this pool. Got him! Yes, a big brownie! There is a trout in this pool. And it's a good one. Oh, look at the size of it. That's what I came for. None of this cod business. You ripper. Yes, you little beauty. What an absolute thing of beauty. He's just pinned in the top of the lip. If he gets off, that's okay. But I've got my camera ready. That's got to be a 47 or 48 centimetre trout right there, I reckon. Wow. Wow, look at that. What an absolute ripper. See you later, mate. Minimise his time out of the water. Give him the best possible chance of swimming off safely, which it has. Wow, I'm so excited. An unexpected cod. And to be quite honest, there's an equally as unexpected trout. This creek has been fishing really bad for the last few years. That obviously was here last year because it didn't grow that big in the last few months. I just didn't see it. You beauty! Now I've got a smile on my dial, and it's a smile that's not going to wipe off anytime soon. Oh, words can't describe how happy I am. I haven't caught a decent brown trout like that for about 2 years. I can barely contain my excitement. I've caught blackfish and redfin in this hole on lures. I'm sort of thinking I might even throw a bunch of worms on if there's somewhere up there where I can just sort of sit and chill for a bit. Just I would have thought there'd be a trout up in there. I'm going to switch to a bunch of worms. I'm going to put a split shot and a hook on. I'm just going to drown some worms in this pool. Because I know people wonder about this stuff, I'm using a Conan Ultra Sharp size 6 hook and an SG 1.2 gram split shot. I think one split shot that size should be enough. Alright, I've just got my hook tied to the end and a split shot crimped about probably 20 centimetres up the line. That's my rig. And I put a Jan Juck worm on. I might even put 2 on, I think, just to make it really enticing. Just to make it irresistible. Let's try that. Have a look at that. I'm just going to lob that over there in the deepest part of the hole. Just let it sit there for a while. Wait for a fish to find it. Getting a nibble. Look, look, look. Getting a nibble already. Definitely just had a nibble there then. Getting there it goes. It's a real fast little nibble. Could be a blackfish or a redfin or a trout. Or a cod. Could be a carp. I've never seen one of them up here, but missed him. If the cod can swim up here, I don't see why the carp can't. Definitely something out there nibbling. I might hold my rod. My nibbler's back. Very small nibble. Here we go, here we go, here we go. Come on. Something's definitely playing with that. Really small, sharp nibbles. I wouldn't mind betting they're from tiny, weeny little blackfish. Well, I've given this spot about 15 minutes and I haven't done any good. So I might drift a worm through here, this bit of a run. I didn't do any good there with the soft plastic, but that doesn't mean there's not one feeding on worms. And then I'm going to wander upstream. Right, I've made my way back up to another nice deep pool. It's getting a bit dark, I hope it doesn't rain. Right, let's just put that in there and let the current sort of move it around a bit and see what it can find. I just had a nibble. There it goes. Something's nibbling. Something's nibbling at that. There it goes, look. Come on. Going to get ready to strike from the middle of the rod. Did I get him? No. Yes, I did. What did I get? That's a blackfish. A little freshwater blackfish. I thought it might have been. Freshwater blackfish. Sometimes called a greasy or a slippery or a slimy. I think some people even call them a slippery jack. I normally just call them a blackfish. 3 fish, 3 species. Going alright. Remember at the start when I said I could hear the water spilling over the waterfall? Well, there it is. I'm back at the waterfall, I'm back at the car, I'm done. I've been going for a couple of hours, it's been slow, but it was quality over quantity on this trip, I can tell you. A nice cod, a magnificent brown trout, capped off with a lovely little blackfish. Thank you all very much for watching.